The unsent letter that found its way back home. You know, they say grief is just love with nowhere to go. But sometimes it finds a way to take flight. 3 years ago, I lost my brother Leo. He was the kind of guy who lived for two things: strong coffee and vintage baseball cards. After he passed, I couldn't bring myself to clear out his old workshop. It just felt wrong. One Tuesday, I was cleaning up a stack of old mail and I found a stamped envelope he'd addressed to a Mr. Henderson in a small town 3 states away. It was never sent. My hands were shaking, but I figured maybe this was his last piece of unfinished business. So I dropped it in the mail. A week later, I get a call from an unknown number. It's an older man, voice cracking. He says, "Son, you don't know me, but your brother and I used to trade cards through the mail for 20 years. We never met in person, but he was my best friend. He told me he'd been waiting for a letter for months, thinking Leo had just moved on. But here's the old man lived right next door to a cemetery. He'd been feeling so lonely that he'd started visiting a random grave every morning just to have someone to talk to. I asked him which one. There was a long silence. And then he whispered the name of a young man who had died 30 years ago. It was our father's grave. My brother had sent that letter to a stranger who was already keeping our dad company every single day. Now that stranger is the grandfather I never had. We talk every Sunday, and I think Leo knew exactly, but I saw what he was doing. Love doesn't end, it just changes shape.